This meeting is being recorded.
Wow, that's new, right?
Okay.
So, in one of my many efforts to start a Twitter fight the other day, I saw this thing about Pat MacAfee once again questioning why he didn't go hard after Aaron Rodgers, and it just got me to thinking that these people who question him clearly aren't fans of his anyway, but also don't watch his show.
Yeah.
And also didn't watch the whole thing with Aaron Rodgers. And I know you and I are both fans, right? We're huge fans of Pat MacAfee.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely.
What he's accomplished since his, well, we were fans when he was a Colt, but since his retirement, what he's been able to do and how he's been able to do it, we're fans, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, I was thinking these guys who question that, he didn't go hard after Aaron Rodgers, and then McAfee came out almost apologetically, maybe too much so, I thought, that, he never claimed to be a journalist. It got me to thinking that all these alleged sports journalists don't know what the hell they're talking about. Because when he had Rodgers on his show, that viral moment that really blew him up to the nth degree. I mean, I can't get through my internets on a daily basis, my sports information, without someone referencing Pat MacAfee because of the guests that he now gets. Anyone who wants information on Aaron Rodgers now has to go through McAfee, apparently.
Yeah, exactly.
But it got me to thinking that as I reflected upon that whole show, that obviously to me it's the sports story of the year of 2021. This was the biggest sports story, him having Rodgers with his mea culpa about I've been immunized, right? So it really got me thinking about, no, he didn't ask any hard questions, but he didn't have to. Actually, what he did was better. He gave Rodgers all this rope and let Rodgers do what he wanted with it. Rodgers proceeded to take all this rope, tie it into a noose, put it around his neck, and kick the chair out from under him. But I don't think that would have been possible if these other journalists were interviewing Rodgers, because their ego would have gotten in the way, and they always try to make themselves the story as much as their subject.
Right.
It really got me to thinking that it was probably unwittingly so, but it was genius, actually.
Yeah.
Rodgers never would have been as forthcoming as what he was if McAfee kept trying to get him. He wouldn't have.
Yeah. So
and it didn't matter if it was.
Yeah. So you get this all the time. Athletes are very guarded around journalists in general because of this, because they always have to have these gotcha questions.
Yeah, that's why you get the cliche. Yeah, we're going to give 110%. We're going to rally around, blah, blah, blah. All the cliches come out and that's exactly why. But it also got me hearkening back to you and I discussed this when we talked about late night talk show hosts. We lamented the fact that these guys want to be as big a star as the person they're interviewing.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact is, you're not.
Right.
I mean, I don't care if you're Peter King, Mike Florio, Dan Orlovsky, whoever. If you're interviewing Aaron Rodgers, you're not as big a star as he is. No. He's the reigning MVP. He's probably a shoe-in for another one this year. You're just not as big a star. So let him be the star. And that's what McAfee did.
Yeah.
And in doing
so after that interview, obviously he blew up, and rightfully so, which we both thought. I mean, it makes sense.
We knew it, man.
So now you got everybody wanting to come on his show, and you can tell like Charles Barkley, everybody. So he'll just literally just ask open-ended questions, and like you said, he lets them be the star because they are. I mean, he's very gracious. He always says, "I can't believe you know who I am. That's awesome." and he lets them go. He understands. And I think he does a great job at doing that. He's not trying to do the gotcha questions. That's not what he's about. So why are journalists getting pissed off about it? I don't get it.
I think because he's devoid of ego, his ego is not there, man. He checks it at the door. I mean, the guy should have one. He rightly, as we all have one. His should be like huge right now, but he checks it at the door and just does his job and lets those stars shine. And I think they appreciate it. And that's why he's getting the Charles Barkleys, the Al Michaels, the Bill Burrs. I mean, he's getting everybody. I mean, I bet there's a waiting list to get on his show.
Yeah, absolutely. And kudos to him. I really think we talked about this numerous times. We love how he did it his way. He kind of fits our mold in general anyway. So he's right up our alley, I guess is the best way to describe that. And
I don't know if people appreciate him doing it his way, as you say.
Yeah.
I mean, this guy retired. He took a job with Barstool Sports.
Right.
Didn't like the way they did business. He left them. He had a show on Westwood One. This is the biggest radio network, especially for sports. He didn't like being boxed in by FCC rules and stuff. And he quit that, went to Sirius XM where he could be himself.
Yeah.
This dude bet on himself at every turn. Now, granted, he had that big fat punter money from the NFL.
Yeah, right.
So,
yeah.
He had a little bit of a cushion, but he bet on himself in a big way and also took along his friends and his family. And that's why I think that show works so well, because it comes across that these are a bunch of friends that are doing it.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what I love about it is, it's cool that he's just speaking his mind and he did it his way and all that kind of stuff. But you can see he's very genuine and how he approaches everything. So
you can't fake that, man. You cannot fake that.
And people gravitate towards that, so
they do, whether they like you or don't. I mean, they know what they're getting into, right? I mean,
sure.
This dude didn't have an agenda.
No.
Except to be funny and to have an opinion. That's his agenda. Yeah. And I think everyone who's a fan of his gets that.
Yeah.
And he's got a lot of fans, right?
Right. And these douchebags that are trying to make him something that he's not, it doesn't make fucking sense. He is who he is. And that's what he's trying to explain to you. And he deserves everything he's gotten so far because he's stayed true to himself. And I think people really get that. And kudos.
I think beyond that, he's actually beating the guys who are criticizing him. All the journalists who criticize him for lack of hard questions, all that, he's actually scooping you.
Yeah.
He's scooping you because he's doing a better job than you do.
Yeah.
Because you have an ego and he does not.
Right.
It's showing. And I think anyone who is reasonable sees this, right?
Yeah. It's just like the interview questions, because you went to school for journalism. So now you're like, oh, well, I'm smarter. And, I know which questions to ask and how to ask them and how to get the scoop. No, you don't. Sometimes you just need to talk to these. It helps that he was an athlete and he was in the locker room, so he understands these guys. But so that helps.
Big time.
He's just like, hey, man, croon away. I don't care.
There's a ton of other ex-athletes out there who are pundits now who are not getting the results that he's getting. And people I respect a lot. I mean, Ryan Clark is one of my favorite analysts, but he's not getting the scoops that this dude is.
No,
he's not.
And he went the safe route, the ESPN type thing. And
sure, he went with everyone else is his boss.
Yeah.
And that's the big thing about McAfee. He's his own boss.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pat MacAfee International. whatever PMI, whatever
Yeah.
his company's name is. He's a boss, man. I mean, whoo, that's a dream, right?
And it takes balls for him to do that, because he was on ESPN too. So he could have done that, got his $1 million contract or whatever, and
Whatever they pay him.
whatever, and be safe with it and all that. No, this is how you get 120, by being you and putting your balls on the table.
So speaking of which, I don't know what these analysts make, but I'm pretty sure it's not 30 million a year.
No.
You know, that's nutty money, right?
Yeah. That's like
so
Howard
what's he
Stern money type,
Yeah. So what's he do once he gets his payday? Oh, he goes out and donates $6 million to charities, both in his hometown of Plum, around Pittsburgh, to West Virginia University, to Indianapolis, Peyton Manning Children's Hospital. $6 million in charity. This is in addition to what he'd already done before he hit it big. I mean, this guy was supporting veterans and their families before this even happened. And then as soon as he gets the payday, bam, $6 million to charity. He gives his staff, I think it was $200,000 bonuses, something like that.
Mhm.
I assume there's some pay raises involved as well.
Yeah.
I mean, he didn't just pocket all this money,
Yeah.
And I think that's why people embrace him so much, is because that's who he is, man. That's who he is.
Yeah.
There's not too many who would do that.
And speaking of before he hit it big, he would do comedy shows here in Indy, and just take all the money and donate it to, or it's for charities. So just cool shit like that. He would always do that. And he had one where, this was early on, where he played baseball for like a Reds affiliate or something, and you had to pay like $2.99 to watch it, but that was going towards charity. So even little shit like that, he would always, that's what he does. So I don't think he really cares about the money like that. I mean, it's awesome that he got it, but I don't think he's never really cared.
And I think that's why he got what he got, because it wasn't about the money. It was about being true to himself, and that ultimately paid off. And to see it, so this is what bothers me when the haters on Twitter come after this dude. It's like, you don't even understand who he is, man. You don't even understand who he is. How can you go after this guy? You can disagree with what you think you saw. Mm-hmm. Although, going back to Rodgers and all that guy, Pat's never put his opinion out on vaccine, anti-vaccine. He's never said anything about it.
No.
The fact is, he has been vaxxed. He has had COVID, but he's not preaching. He's not preaching.
No.
So why do you want to hate on this guy, man? He's better at his job than you are.
Yeah.
He's a very, very good human being. I mean, this guy is so positive. Good morning, beautiful people, I think is what he leads off with every weekend. Come on, man. He's almost obnoxiously positive.
Yeah.
He's like you.
For negative people like us. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Almost obnoxious. But I for one need that in my life, because I am.
Yeah. I constantly hate on everything.
So I couldn't be happier. I couldn't be more defensive about him because of that, because you're not paying attention. When you come after this guy, there's something wrong with you.
Yeah, I mean, there's, like you were saying, so okay, he's positive and stuff like that, and we were talking about that on like Twitter and stuff. We're like, there's nothing I can say because you're too positive, and so there's nothing you can do with it. So I just, you got to be a miserable prick to want to come after this guy, especially people. So okay, he's not a journalist. You're gonna bitch at him he knows he's not. He's not claiming to be. But guess what? Was it interesting what Aaron Rodgers said? Yeah. You know why he said that? Because he was being interviewed by Pat MacAfee. So
yeah, he would never have done that to any journalist. He never would have. And then not only that, so that there was that big thing, I think it was on a Friday. And then the next Tuesday, I told you, I said, Rodgers is not going to come back on his show, on his regular Tuesday slot. There's no way. He comes back.
It hasn't stopped.
And he hasn't stopped coming back. As a matter of fact, I just saw a thing today. Is Rodgers going to retire? And this whole thing was born out of the fact that McAfee asked him on Tuesday's show, are you going to retire? So, it goes back to McAfee. So all information apparently about Aaron Rodgers now, again, the face of the NFL, goes through Pat McAfee.
Yep.
So all you journalists who want to diss on him, go fuck yourself.
Yeah. Yeah. Go ahead. Try it. But
yeah, man.
You can't get that interview. So
you get it. Not like that. Because Rodgers gives you platitudes and cliches. That's all he's going to give you, man.
Well, I mean, the whole controversy started because of platitudes and cliches. Yeah, I'm immunized. Yeah. That's okay. No one dug deeper, did they? Did they ask him the hard-hitting questions? Well, what does that mean, immunized? Yeah. Right. No, they didn't. So they can fuck right off.
Yeah. And again, a lot of people who I have a lot of respect for, I think, matter of fact, after that initial Rodgers thing, Mike Florio, who I like a lot, respect a lot, he was bitching because it was a softball interview. Like, softball? It didn't need to be hardball.
No.
You heard everything you wanted to hear, man. My God, that was the best.
Yeah.
That was the most complete. You got more information in that 45 minutes than you would ever get.
Based on McAfee just letting him talk.
Exactly. And I think it's genius. And I don't know if he thought that way, but I think he should think that way going forward. Let him talk, man. Let him talk. Yeah. Especially whenever you think you're the smartest one in the room, the more you talk, the more you prove. I mean, this is, my problem.
Yeah, right.
Right.
Yeah, you never shut up. I let you talk because I don't want people to know how stupid I am.
Yeah, right. You don't want to reveal that public school education, man.
No, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not afraid to show my homeschool education. Not at all.
Right. Yeah. You did read a book, so but I'm proud of you because you don't immediately tell somebody the book you just read. So that's
I'm reading Ayn Rand's Atlas Shrugged. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I'm reading Sylvia Plath. I'm gonna go stick my head in the oven real quick though.
Next time I'm on to Virginia Woolf. That's who I am. I am that kind of thinking,
Let's
feeling.
See what other known authors.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm gonna get to next. You know what? But look, I think our central thesis here was leave Pat McAfee the hell alone.
Yes.
I mean, he's not quite Betty White, but he is a national treasure.
Yeah.
And if you don't see it, you need to pay attention.
Yeah.
Watch him.
Yeah.
Get past the fact that the man won't wear a shirt.
Yeah.
That was hard for me. As an old man, I can't get past the fact the man will not wear a shirt. It's just an
he likes to drop them sleeves.
He comes out guns a-blazing.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you got it, flaunt it.
Get past that. Get past his peanut gallery making all the noise and see the man for what he is.
Yeah.
And, if you're not in love with this dude, there's something wrong with your soul.
Yeah. He's very genuine and he's really a great guy. I mean, he just has a different way of doing things. So what? And he does it well. I mean, so how can you get mad at it?
I would just like to point out that in addition to the $6 billion to charity and all that stuff he did make his parents millionaires. Just saying. It's just food for thought. Food for thought. If you ever.
Well, I read a book the other day.
I'm just saying, if you ever get big.
Oh yeah. Well, you're supposed. We did have a video that had like 15,000 views real quick, didn't we?
Yeah, that's got to pay the bills. Okay.
That's because of me, I think. I mean, look at the moneymaker.
Dude, you got alfalfa crap going on. I don't know.
Well, like I said, I was wearing a hat, and then when you have hair,
oh, so I wouldn't know.
burn.
Well, here's. I tell you what. Tell you what's going to happen. I don't want the $1 million. Okay, I don't want the $1 million. What I do want.
Great. That's great for me.
It's going to save you some jack, right?
I appreciate that.
What I do want, when we ever get big, I want the Drew Brees treatment. I want to suddenly appear on television, YouTube, whatever, and I want that head of hair that Drew Brees suddenly appeared with.
Yeah, those plugs are expensive, man.
Okay, if they cost $1 million, they cost $1 million. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you, man.
I'd rather give you the $1 million because those treatments, I'm sure, are really, really thorough. I don't know how he does it, to be honest.
Well, he does. I think there's like a bunch of elves at NBC who are putting that shit together each and every week, and God bless them for their work.
Man, I'm telling you, like Deion Sanders did it too. Like, I don't know if you've seen his, because he was bald for the longest time, and then all of a sudden had hair. LeBron's hair is coming back in glorious fashion. I don't know how the hell.
When you're multimillionaire, that shit happens. Apparently, it just happens. I mean, look, some dudes, they make a whole lot of money and they want to blast into space for about 9 minutes, right?
Yeah.
Other dudes, they just want a head of hair. It's just, you got to pick your priorities, man. Space tourism or a nice head of hair.
Well, I mean,
I'm going to take the head of hair, man.
Well, considering you don't have either option.
Shit. That's true.
Because I know you're not going to space anytime soon.
Yeah, I don't know how this devolved into any of this, but I think
we're spacing out right now. I know that.
So yeah, I think we're done here. Yeah.
Yeah. So love Pat MacAfee. Good job. And if you have problems, if you got problems, the old man will fight you on Twitter. That's what's going to happen.
Oh, I absolutely will. And just for the hell of it anyway.
Yeah.
No, I will stick and move, dude. I'm going to make the comment, then I'm going to run. I don't even check my notifications. I don't care.
Yeah. You can make fun of him all you want.
Yeah. I'm gone.
He already left his stupid comment. So there you go.
Yeah. I'm gone.
All right.
How that shit works.
We're done here.
We're done.